Hi everyone, it's Heather. I am excited to be with you tonight. I have some wonderful cards from the kit Kindest Expressions, and I wanted to share them with you tonight and show you some ways to change the folds a little bit so that you can get a little more zhuzh out of your supplies. So let me zoom down to the desktop. And I also want to say thank you to everybody who was so kind sending me good wishes and good vibes last week when I wasn't feeling well. I'm still, you can hear my voice, I'm still a little bit gravelly. This is the kit cards as they are made up according to the directions. The colors in the kit are Lost Lagoon, and this is the color of that cardstock. And Blackberry Bliss is the ink spot that comes with the kit, and Petunia Pop is the other color that coordinates. And if you're curious about tweaking your own kits as they come to you, the thing that I like to do is take a look at the directions that are included with the kit. And on the back, it tells you exactly what colors are included in the kit. Blackberry Bliss, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Petunia Pop, Wild Wheat, and Gold. I know that's a little hard to see. Oop. There you go. And this is the contents of the kit. Now, I had two kits here on hand because I loved the kit so much. And I have taken one apart and made the cards tonight for you. But I wanted to show you what it looks like when you unbox the kit and give you some tips on how to do that. I'm just going to set this aside here. The kit comes like this. Beautiful storage box, and I can't tell you how many uses I have found for these little boxes. They really are kind of handy to have around. And if you're wondering also, the kits, this is the same size box as the Paper Pumpkin boxes that come. I was hoping that my Daisy Daydream monthly kit would be here tonight to share with you also, but it's not here quite yet. I know it's on its way. Anyhow, the box comes like this, and when you open it up, everything is neat and tidy inside. Comes with a spool of ribbon in this kit. It comes with a stamp set, and there is a backer for it so that you can more easily see what the stamps say. The ink spot, and everything is attached to a nice, neat, and tidy piece of cardboard so that your set won't get injured in travel. This particular kit is, as is, makes 8 cards. And I always end up making a few more just because I like to play with the configurations of the cards like we're going to do tonight. So I'll make up the kit as it's indicated, and then I will use the supplies in other ways. So in the kit, you get a stamping block, a clear D-size stamping block. It's not one of the fancy ergonomic blocks, but it will surely get you through. You get enough adhesive to put the 8 cards together on glue dots, and you get dimensionals to put the cards together, and you get embellishments. You're going to see me tonight using a whole series of the blocks that I have just because, for the sake of time, I have everything mounted on my own blocks. And I am going to be using full-size ink pads. So these are pieces of the kit that I will put back in the box because I've already got some open. And I wanted to show you the envelopes so that you can get an idea of what we're talking about here. So there's 2 styles of envelopes. And there's 2 styles of card bases that come in the kit. And everything is ready to go for you. That's one card base. The second card base. Extra tags in case you make a boo-boo. And I like to remind people, if you're not, if you want to do something interesting, go ahead and flip the tag over. They're beautiful though, gold embossing around the edges. And then the embellishments for this kit include all these beautiful die cuts. Okay, really gorgeous. I like to, when I'm setting up to make the kits, I punch everything out and get rid of all the excess. I'm just going to set this back in here. We do have the ability now as demonstrators to have kits on hand as cash and carry items. So I've been trying to do that. Have some of those available to y'all. The other thing that comes in the kit that is not something that you really notice right off the bat, but there's a measuring tape here on the side so that you can cut your ribbon as you need to. And if you've never used one of our kits before, it'll tell you step by step what to do. So the first step here was to stamp the background stamp, the stamp twice on the card front, and then to take the thistle and stamp the, pull the card in here, to stamp the watercolored thistles here, and then to go on and do your tag, and then pop it all together. Really cute. One of the other things about this kit that I really like, there's this adorable little stamp that says, kindly deliver to. How sweet is that? I think it's adorable. So that's the first card. And then the second card, where did I put it? The second card, they start you out with just these two embellishments on the blue background. This is the Lost Lagoon watered colored background. And so the plainer background using the fancier embellishments, the more printed background, less embellishments because they're already integrated. Gives you the measurements, gives you exactly how many of the pretty little gems to adhere. Really easy peasy. So now that you've seen those two cards, let me show you some ways to do something different with the cards. Okay, I'm going to set these aside. And I had told you in the write-up that we're going to do Kids Meet Fun Folds. So when you do a fun fold using a kit, you need to add a few supplies to the kit as it comes. You're going to want to have some extra cardstock. And as you can see, I had cut some Petunia Pop and some Lost Lagoon and some Whisper White, Basic White rather. And the easiest way for me to tell you how to get ready to make some fun folds is to just cut some card bases. And that is exactly what I did. I cut one card base, or one piece of Petunia Pop into two card bases. Here's the unscored version. And then here's the version. I'm just turn it upside down so you can see and how I scored it. This is called a Z fold. And you score on the same score line as you would typically to make a regular A2 card. And then on the front, you score it in half again. And that's what gives you a Z fold like this. I'm not going to show you the front yet. So that was one that I did. And then the second thing I did is I also did a 4 1/4 by 11 1/2 card. And you can also do a Z fold like that. Okay, same process. You're going to score it just like you normally would for a landscape card, and then do that second score here in half. Okay, and I'm not going to show you that just yet. Then I did a missing middle card, which is sort of still in process. A missing middle card is where you take a card. Oops, where's my pieces here? Did I set it down? So a missing middle card, you're going to take your card base and you're going to trim the middle piece out of it. Okay, and then you have that to add on top and embellish with the remaining pieces of the kit. Now I think I probably mixed this up a little bit. I think it was this one here. There we go. And so you have the ability to have the inner piece showing and the missing middle. And it works really well if you're doing it in the same color cardstock so that when you flip it open, you don't really notice the seams of where you've cut it. But it's kind of fun to do that missing middle card. Okay, so let's get started. To begin with, I brought one of each of the card bases. This one and this one. And I cut them down. I began by cutting them on their score lines and got 2 pieces for each one. And then this one I trimmed down to 4 by 5 1/4 to be an inside panel. This one I cut in half, so I had 2 smaller panels to embellish. And one of them I tore an edge. I will show you that. You can see how it looks here. And that'll go on, let's see which. It was that way. So by cutting it in half and then tearing the edge, I have a little bit of texture and I still retain that watercolor piece. And then the other one I trimmed down in another way. This one, I used the back piece, which is just gorgeous. I don't see why we would hide it on the back. Use that back piece as the inside piece of one of the Z-fold cards. So I cut that back piece down to 4 1/4. I'm sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. And I have not stamped it yet with the thistles. And then this front piece I cut in half at 4 1/4 and trimmed each of those down to fit this Z-fold. Okay, so by trimming it here and here, you're going to have to do a skinny trim here and a skinny trim here and a skinny trim here to keep that gold embossing there. But it's really pretty. And that's the basics of what I cut from the original cards to create the new cards. Now, let's get to doing some stamping and decorating. The important thing when you're doing fun folds is to do some creasing, okay, so that everything stays nice and flat. This particular card, I wanted to have this one showing through here. So we're going to stamp the thistles, give that some highlight here. And this is basically the same thing that you would do as you are creating the cards as they were intended in the original layout. Just give you a little added texture, and you'll see that it's really pretty. We'll pull this one in here. And we will also stamp some thistle textures. Okay, and that was stamped off there. Okay, got a little scrub on my scrub here. And I'll close this up so it doesn't get kinky. This one, I'm going to use a full roll of glue dots just to keep the little samples easy to share with people. Put some glue dots on the big pieces. You can see the laser die cuts. I've seen some folks will actually watercolor the backs of these to fit a new kind of paper, a new pattern of paper that they may have that they want to use the die cuts with. That's a really fun thing to do. So, we'll just put you gently in here. I'm getting some ink everywhere. That's an embellishment opportunity. We all know I love that. Okay, that goes like that. Get rid of the ink on my finger. And I'm going to pull in the tag for this. Make sure I get the right tag. This one little blue tag. You can hear my snuffling away. Oh my goodness. I can't wait till it's all the way gone. Okay, so this is going to go right there. Okay, and it, with any luck, it'll hide that ink spot. Okay, so we're going to stamp a greeting there. Now, these are great greetings, but I also wanted to try some of the greetings that I had in my own stash to show you that, you know, you can think outside the box here. This is everyday greetings. And I like to send just hello cards. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. I got a card in the mail today from my friend Andrea, which was a pleasant surprise. She loves to send little happy mail. And let's see. Hello in Blackberry Bliss. I just re-inked this ink pad tonight, and it's really juicy. Hello. There we go. And little green glue. If you need a little holder for your green glue, use a little ribbon thing. It works. Slide this in here. Hello. There's that pretty there. We will grab some of the gems that came with the kit. They've been using in the kit like 5 for each card. So we'll just take one of the big ones there and cover up that ink spot. And a little one up here. And let's see. Oops, where'd it go? Come back. So have a little bit there, and we'll put another one right there. Okay. So there's a Z fold. Very pretty to display on your mantle. Quick fun fold. Didn't take anything except cutting the card bases in half that we already were given and laying them out a little differently. Really pretty, right? Okay, the next card that I was going to work with for you is something called a joy fold. Now, a joy fold has a big base card and a smaller card. And a joy fold is something that I learned about a long time ago on Split Coast Stampers. So this is a regular card base, except I've cut the bottom half off. And we're going to take a small card base and flip it this way and decorate it. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this panel here, and I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock ink. And we're just going to do a little texture, little depth. And I will put a little piece of paper here. I don't really want it to go on the back, so I'll mask that off. Or just there. Okay. There's a little background. And clean that stamp. I think we're going to use that background stamp again. Okay, that's going to flip this way. Okay. And then on the inside, we're going to put a greeting. We're going to set this one up first. Now, when I had that quarter panel, remember I showed you that I had cut that in half This one, I just tore the edges. And I think probably what I'm going to do, just to show you how to do it, I'm just going to gently ink some of those by drying it on the ink pad. Easier to do with a big ink pad. And I'm going to set that aside for a moment, let that dry. And then I'm going to stamp my greeting. And I forgot I was going to do a different, nope, it won't fit. Nope, it won't fit. That's okay. I think birthday will fit. Let's do a birthday card, because you can never have too many birthday cards. Birthday. And we're going to do it in peacock. So I'd love to see what people are creating on their own out there in cyberspace. If you are watching this on repeat, I am taping this on March 18th, the day after St. Patrick's Day, and would love to hear what you're making. And where's my happy birthday? Birthday wishes. Where's my wishes? There we go. Birthday. So I don't know what's going on in the other parts of the world right now, but I know in Vermont, we are experiencing a little bit of spring. Wishes there. Birthday wishes. And then I will do it. Also show a little trick to layer this here, because it's not quite the right size. We're just going to layer that right there. Okay. And a little glue. Birthday wishes. And then we'll add the flower. There. I want to give that a quick stamp with the blackberry. If you're watching this later on, I would sure appreciate your comments, and I would sure appreciate you sharing the video if you like what you see. We are getting ready for a new catalog release, and demonstrators just got to preview it, the new annual catalog, which is coming out in May. Seems kind of crazy to be thinking about May, but here we are, right? Put some pop dots on here. Pop dots, where did that come from? These are dimensionals. When I was a new crafter back in the 90s, we used pop dots in scrapbooking. And boy, old habits die hard, don't they? The new catalog, by the way, has a ton of super simple, beautiful scrapbooking kits that if you are a scrapbooker and have been missing that part of Stampin' Up's offerings, and really hoping to see that come back in, I have good news for you, because you are going to see some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful offerings. in this catalog. Just going to put a card liner here. Okay. And this is going to go right here. And when you do a joy fold, you want it to be centered so it looks right to you on the front. Give that a little. There we go there. And I think that's really cute. Okay, I am going to put a little panel in here so that we can stamp another greeting in there. And be just shy. We'll do 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. That should be just fine. Let's see if I did it okay. Yep, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to use a different stamp set because I can, because we're going rogue here, as Sharon Armstrong would say. We are going to use, because we did birthday wishes, and I'm going to use Thinking of You, which I think I'd already mounted. Thinking of You. Right there. Do that, pretty peacock. Thinking of You. And we will do a little leaf. I think we're going to do a leaf in pink. What do you say? Let's do it in pink. Just because. Petunia pop. There we go. We'll tie that petunia pop in. And do that one there. There we go. Thinking of You. Beautiful. And we'll glue that down in the inside. Just like that. So a joy fold has 2 card bases. One flaps this way and one flaps this way. And it's kind of fun. So now let's put some gems back in here. And one there, one here, put that one right up here on the pink part. There we go. And put some over here on the green. Okay, really pretty, don't you think? I like it. Okay, birthday wishes, it's a joy fold. Boom, Thinking of You, lots of place to write. Okay, and again, you could use the envelopes that came with the kit because you're just using a little bit different layout, same materials. Okay, the last card that I was going to do. Oh, I was going to do the, sorry, my nose and my brain. Sniffle, sniffle. I was going to do the missing middle card. So I think what I'll do, because I had started this one, I'm going to trim this one and do it on this one. We'll do it in pink. So when you trim it, you're going to do 1 3/4 off the bottom. I should do 2. I would say do 1 3/4. You can weight it as you would like. We'll do 2 1/4, 2 1/2. We'll do 2 1/2. Let's do 2. 2. And then the top we'll do 1 3/4. There we go. So there's this pretty middle here. we're going to turn this to a vertical card. And this one is going to go right here. And then I have this piece that I'm going to cover with a piece of envelope. Okay. So one of the other things that is kind of a fun technique if you're using the kits is to go ahead and use the envelope, open it right up, and very carefully use some parts of your envelope to embellish your card. So let's do this. We're going to add this on here. Whoop. And this is going to look like it's sort of floating. I'll line that up here. This one is going to go right here. Okay. That. Okay. And one of the cool things that I saw demonstrated was to use some punches to create your, find my smaller punch here. I don't want that big one. So I'm getting that. Okay. To use punches to take advantage of and spotlight the flowers that are available here. A couple of these. I'm just going to float them down here. And that one. See which ones I like best, because I could use these on another card as well. And of course you can use a regular envelope and embellish that. Get in there. There we go. And it just takes a little close-up of the florals. It's a different view. So you could do this in so many different ways. And I think what I'm going to do is grab the gold. The gold leaf that is left over. And I'm just going to put the gold leaf and embellish the gold leaf. Okay, so we're just going to stick that right down here. Okay, we're going to use glue dots because it's less messy. We're gonna, when you have a glue dot that's a little big for the piece that you're working with, you can kind of roll it. Makes like a little bean there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, a little bean. And we'll use a couple of them. These are really fun die cuts. So this is 3 fun folds that you can put in your stash, and they all start with a regular card base, and you're just configuring them a little tiny bit differently. Okay, so cover up that seam that I snuck in there, and we're going to maybe stick one there underneath. And when you are embellishing, make sure you're staying within the frame of the card, because you don't want to make this gorgeous card and then not be able to get it in the envelope, right? So that one looks good there. And probably can do another little glue dot now that that's in there. A lot of this you just kind of have to see how things are unfolding and be comfortable with where you land here. Okay, there we go. And we'll add another one right here. Two there. We're just going to zigzag the circles, which I think is kind of a neat look because you don't expect the circles to kind of wobble all over the place. But we're just going to put them behind that pretty gold. And this one here. Sneak that in. So you don't want to put too many dots on to begin with, because you want to be able to wiggle things under. Okay, that one's good there. And this one we're going to stick a little glue right there. Okay, and you could flip it upside down to see where you might need to trim. Okay, just like that. Okay, very pretty. And then inside here, if you've got some left over, you can cover that up there, which I kind of like that idea. There was another one that dropped. Where'd it go? So I think I did 6 circles out of that envelope. Okay. So there. We will trim that so it stays within. And then we're ready to stamp our greeting. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to use the adhesive on this to kind of make sure that everything is sticking down the way we want. And here we go with our tags. So many ways to do this, guys. There's a pretty tag. I like that there. I like that there. I may want to do green. I appreciate you guys letting me play with you here and try some different ideas as I'm working. A window into my thought process. There. I think what we're going to do, it would have been really great if I had embossed this. I didn't think to emboss the greeting. We're just going to mimic this with a greeting there. Here's that. And we will go back and we will add a thistle. There. Now that we know where these are, we can put those thistles in. Okay. Don't even have to do all of them, just a few. Okay. There's the thistle. And we'll do a greeting. Probably be a little tight, but I think we can make it work. Let's do it in Pretty Peacock. So I hope I've encouraged you to play with your kits, try some fun folds, okay, play around with it a little bit. I think we're going to pop that up too. I like that popped up. It's a little bit longer video than usual tonight. I was feeling very creative. Is that wishing you the happiest of birthdays? Okay. And I think we probably need to do some stamping over here. Let's do the Petunia Pop. again with that leaf from the and more gem. I like that, you guys. Pretty. Okay. We could use some fiber, but lots of room to write on the inside. When you're writing on a missing middle card, you want to make sure you're writing up here and writing down here, so it doesn't impact your card. But I like the circles, using the gold. Have some fun with your kits, and let me know if I can send you a catalog when the new one comes out. I need to place that order before the end of the month. And thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you soon.